Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. We've got ourselves a Protoss versus Zerg here. This is another match from IEM, just an individual one. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, but you know, not under the weather enough to not cast at least a little bit of Starcraft 2. So I figured we'd do one of these matches here. So it's Patience spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. It's a PvZ, so the Protoss player. And his opponent in the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's soO. So a very good Zerg player and a very good Protoss player. Now Patience, he's a little bit interesting. I mean, in around like 2015, 2016, he was always considered a good Protoss, but not really a champion. He won one tournament, and that was sort of later. That was Home Story Cup in 2016. So like, he's a very good Protoss player, but he was never considered like the favorite to win a tournament. Wouldn't always have these big results. By the way, going Nexus first this game, that's something to note, whereas soO just doing the standard Zerg thing. But no, this year he seems to be coming in pretty strong after a bit of like a hiatus, not really playing, but seems to be getting back at it, wanting to get some good results in tournaments. So it's going to be interesting to see how well exactly he's going to do. But I mean, this year he came back and he's like, yeah, I haven't been playing too much lately, but you know, this year I'm going to be a champion. So he's got his sights set pretty high. But if he returns to like his old form, it's possible we may see him win some big tournaments or something like that. Standard follow-up to Nexus first. Patience going for the double gateway just because you want to get that wall up. Want to be able to produce units and whatnot, so just getting that up. soO won't know that it's a Nexus first really until he gets on in with this Overlord and he'll be like, wait a second, that's not quite right. He'll pop on in and see everything on the way, but just a nice little economic boost at the start of this game coming out of Patience. And then we'll see how is he going to follow it up. How will soO deal with this? I expect we'll see a pretty quick third base coming out of soO relatively soon. No drones heading out there just yet, but no, I mean, Patience, yeah. I mean, he's always been a little bit chaotic in his matchups. I mean, like, he's a very aggressive Protoss at times, or has been in the past. Never really one of those players that you think will play, like, a super late game or anything like that. Obviously capable of it, but he's one of those players in which, like, you know, he'll go with 20 Blink Stalkers and just give it, and sometimes it'll look really good, sometimes it'll look really bad. We all have those moments in StarCraft 2. But as far as this game goes, couple Lings heading his way. I mean, the way the timings work out is that Patience should have his units out in time. Stalker and a Sentry as the opening, following it up with a Twilight Council. So you're going to be getting some of that higher Protoss tech, but not rushing into like a Robo or Immortals or Colossus, anything like that. So we'll see what he's planning to do here. soO, on the other hand, though, he's getting pneumatized Carapace, so his Overlords are going to be fast. They're going to be very, very quick, just flying around. But no, yeah, so we'll see if soO's able to scout exactly what Patience is going for. We don't even know what Patience is going for, but soO wants to get an idea of what's going to be coming his way. We'll know as soon as this Twilight's done what's it going to be coming out of Patience. A Robo following it up, so that makes me think like, I mean, it could always be like an Archon drop or something. What's it going to be, Patience? He built the Twilight, but nothing else just yet. soO's coming on in with this Overlord, and he's not seeing anything. Stalker is here. Oh, Patience throws up a Dark Shrine right in the face of this Overlord. Oh my god. There's no way that this is real, right? I mean, it could always just be for like an Archon drop, but DT's just going for it with DTs. That's like pretty crazy. It looks like Patience is actually going to be committing to this, though. Stalker tried to shoo the Overlord away, and you got him out, but these are very, very quick Overlords. So, I mean, soO could easily do another pass over, but does confirm that it is a Dark Shrine, so he has to respect it. Getting 2 Spore Crawlers at his third base. I guess these were just a reaction, these Adepts trying to pick off some drones. Nothing has died this game at all so far. We'll see, is soO gonna cancel these Spores? I don't think he needs 2. It's like, okay, there we go. He cancels them at the last second. There we go. But Adept getting in here for Patience, just a couple of them. The timings are a little bit different with the Nexus first, not finding anything major though. Gonna pick off a couple of Lings here. 3 Lings, gets out with the Adept. Costs him a bit of shit. Costs him a bit of energy and health there, but or shields and health, but those Adepts on their way out, the Queen's actually managed to pick off one of them, so that's a nice find for soO. He's now getting up an Overseer. He's getting up a couple of roaches here. And so Patience, just gonna have to see what he'll be able to get done. Getting up at third base pretty darn quickly behind this, though. soO, of course, sees this, so he's well aware of what's coming his way. But you got to tackle things in StarCraft too, like one after another. You can't do too much at once, so we'll probably see soO just try and keep things together, deal with these DPs. There's an Overseer, though. There's plenty of roaches, so Patience got to get on out of there. Probably going to morph those DTs into an Archon as soon as he can find sort of a safe place there. But a Forge on the way. Robo pumping out an Observer. We'll see if there's an Immortal behind that. The standard follow-up to something like this. Here goes the Prism. Gonna be flying around still. Looks like Patience not actually making Archons. Just coming in here with these DTs once again. There's an Overseer, but it's a little bit out of position, so we'll see. Are these DTs maybe gonna be able to snipe up a Queen? This is so risky for Patience, going in with the DTs when there's adequate detection. He gets him out in the Prism, though. This is the sort of high risk, high reward sort of stuff that Patience tries to find here. Didn't actually find a whole lot, but just the fact that he's willing to try something like that. And look at this, coming in with another 3 DTs. Gonna find a spawning pool. Is he gonna kill it, though? Doesn't look like it. Loses one of the DTs, and the pool stays alive. soO finally just starting speed on that pool, by the way. He did cut that as he was going heavy into the roaches. I mean, there's a chance that this Prism could bring those DTs back on in, but look at this. Patience also counterattacking. Suddenly it's just a Sentry and Immortal on this side of the map that have to make the defense happen. Couple more units warping on in here, but not the kind of anti-roach units that we typically see. That Immortal is actually blocked in by the force field there. Couple of Archons are going to be coming down in this Prism to send these roaches back, but soO getting a bit of counter damage done. The remaining DPs coming back in this other Prism. soO's really hammering this on here. This is a lot of roaches that are coming out for soO. I didn't see him coming in so quickly. There's an Overseer, so the DPs can't really help out. There's a couple of Immortals, but Patience is losing a lot of units. He's going to have to micro to the best of his ability. He's got 2 Prisms, a couple more Zealots warping in, but no charge or anything. So it's pretty much just on these Immortals to wear through the roaches. Their +1 is not yet done, though. They still deal a lot of damage to the roaches, but it could be better. The roach count is thinning out, though, but soO's bringing in more and more. Looks like one of the Immortals was picked off there, so fortunately for Patience, so another one comes on in, but it's not really too fortunate that there's still so many roaches at his third base. Patience is doing a pretty decent job microing these so far still, though. Just shields lost in those. Of course, he did lose the one, but a hold is a hold, and he's just doing everything he can here, juggling these Immortals, and 2 shield batteries just finished up, which is going to be absolutely huge. Those Immortals, when supported by shield batteries, well, you know, they become what they are, immortal, basically. So Patience, as long as he micros these, soO's not going to be able to damage these down, like just dodging the high damage files there, and he should be fine. These 3 Immortals are putting in so much work, sending soO back, and soO really committed to this attack. He made so many roaches here. He's got a 4th base going up behind this, but this was a 50 drone attack, and it looks like he's not even done yet. soO just like, yeah, I got roaches, I'm gonna keep trying this, but Patience, he hasn't fallen yet, and the situation is just getting so much better for him. 4 Immortals are slaughtering these roaches, these Immortals, and Patience's micro is insane. 50 roaches have died this game so far. soO is sending more and more across the map, but it's like he's just bleeding out to these. The micro from Patience is so good so far. These Immortals, the kill count is looking disgusting. soO just hurting. Oh my god, the resources lost. Let's have a look. soO down about 1,400 at this stage in the game. 9 minutes into the game, which is a fair bit. But these Immortals, they had some very high value. Look at that, 21 kills. Those are roach kills. These 9 kills. Let's see. This guy's a little bit fresher, isn't he? Nope, 9 kills again. 17. It's just, oh my god, the kills on these Immortals. It's ridiculous. Patience just with that micro, keeping those alive, and now he's even getting up some photon cannons, more shield batteries at the front. Maybe worried of another attack coming on in here. soO, though, making a move here, which I think is a pretty darn smart one. He's losing his 4th base, but he does have a Spire on the way, so this is really hurting for him. His attack basically failed. He's getting a Ling counterattack in, though, into the main base of Patience. We'll see what he's able to find. Being a bit of a pain here using Contaminate on that Robo. Gonna maybe find a couple of probes. Prism gets recalled, though, but soO, he did lose his 4th base as this went on, but 9 Mutalisk are on the way right now. But Patience maybe sniffed this out a bit, getting cannons up at all of his bases. I mean, yeah, there's going to be something to deal with the Mutas, but Mutas are generally pretty good versus Protoss. We'll see if soO's able to make anything happen, but after that big attack, after the fact that Patience has pretty decent Muta prevention already, he's got Blink halfway done, he's got Archons morphing, a good number of cannons and shield batteries up. He shouldn't be in too much trouble here, I imagine, but we'll see what soO's able to get done with this. He is trying to get up a 4th base. His worker count's not horrible, but Patience is establishing his own 4th. But here goes the Mutas. They're coming on in. The cannon just pushes these Mutas back as a ton of Stalkers are warped in. Might be able to pick off a Sentry or something. That would be a nice find. Instead, soO just going to work away on this cannon. Archons have to be brought back. Would be nice to get that Sentry. Doesn't quite get it, though. And there's a lot of Stalkers here. These Mutas, they got to be careful if they want to get on out of here. Looks like soO going to be losing a Muta, maybe 2, 3, lost 2 Mutas so far. That hurts. You got to baby these Mutas. They're your high-value units. Looks like an Overlord drop and creep, but not quite on time or on the mark there, as that Nexus is already established up. Patience, as this game goes on, he's building up a massive army count, absolutely deadly army. He's getting into his +1 armor upgrade, so he's going to have 2-1, whereas soO, he has no upgrades for his ground units, so he's got all these roaches, but it's not looking good army-wise. 6 Immortals, there's even more than before, and we've seen this game what Patience can get done with these Immortals. soO, on the other hand, he's still just committing to these Mutas. I mean, he's not in a great spot. It's tough to what sort of call you're going to make as the Zerg at this point, but I mean, just dealing with Mutas with Blink Stalkers isn't incredibly easy for the Protoss, so we'll see what soO's able to get done. Intercepting a couple of Zealots here, going to be picking them off, and then maybe looking for some more damage, and he's pulling Patience back, going to pick off a cannon, maybe find himself a couple of probes here, and look at that, yeah, some probes going down, and the main thing right now, soO's buying himself some time, eating some Archon shots, yeah, but all roaches and lings going to find themselves Blink Stalkers. That's not the worst fight in the world for soO, I imagine. Lings and roaches are pretty good versus just Stalkers, which Patience had there. Now we see soO, he's all out on the map. He doesn't want to give the Protoss player time to breathe. An Observer gets picked off there. The Mutas, maybe it's time they try and bounce into the main base here. They got to be careful to avoid the Stalkers and Archons, but Patience is just sort of being pulled apart for now. He wants to move across the map because he knows that in a head-on fight he can kill soO. So it looks like Patience may be going for it, but loses an Archon there. soO, divide and conquer, picks one of those high-value units off, and look at this. The rest of soO's army is just attacking this 4th base. I mean, lots of probes are dying here, and here comes in all the Mutas and Roaches. The Roaches really good versus the Stalkers despite the upgrades. I mean, the Mutas also get on top of here. Might be a little bit overcommitted as there is a ton of Stalkers. The rest of the army coming behind, so soO does have to get on out of there. That does hurt him, but he killed off Patience's 4th base. He's lost 12 Mutas this game, but he's got another 12 on the way. He's going to be at around 30 Mutas, which is a serious flock. And now all of a sudden, Patience feels like he has to all in, but I mean, not the most comfortable right now. He's got 3 Archons. Must have lost a couple in that fight or something. I mean, only 3 Archons. It's getting to the point in which the Mutas can maybe take a fight or something like that. I mean, soO with 30 Mutas, he's got his +1 attack. He's getting up +2 attack, just continuously building more and more Mutas. And Patience wants to attack, but it's tough. I mean, it's just a rock and a hard place for a Protoss player. It's like you either take a lot of damage to a counterattack and have to go into an uncomfortable base trade, but here we see soO's just getting on top of this, trying to pick off these Archons here with his Mutas, and he's actually doing it. It's not every day you see Mutas beating down Archons, but soO knowing exactly how he can take this engagement, making it work. Patience's economy is just being destroyed behind this, and he's just been dilly-dallying. He's not sure what to do, whether to attack or whether to go. He's now saying, right, we're into a full-on base trade, so he's going to just begin trying to hurt soO as much as he can, but soO really has to jump on his opponent here. More Stalkers have been warped in. They're trading with the Mutas pretty decently. If he can whittle down that count more and more, it would be very nice for him, but as this has been going on, soO has been squeezing out every single Mutalisk that he can. Here comes in the remaining Mutaslings, getting on top to try and help out. The cannons and shield batteries are doing a bit though, so soO's Muta count, I mean, he's lost a lot this game, but these players are pretty much equal supply in a base trade right now. Both their economies being destroyed, trying to squeeze out as many units as they can before the clock really runs out and they're just done for economically. Looks like Patience's base is really being worked on here by soO though, and it's becoming this common situation. This is the most common base trade situation for Zerg versus Protoss, in which the Zerg is trying to kill off the Protoss' base. They can't engage the main army, which soO probably can't do. So he's just trying to pick off all of Patience's tech structures, all of his buildings, and sort of force Patience into this uncomfortable game of cat and mouse. But this is looking pretty decent for Patience, as he's actually found soO's building hatchery over here. soO gonna want to cancel that, but it actually gets killed off. And I mean, in a base trade, it comes down to what do you have? soO, he's got 18 drones, some of them hiding all over the map. He's still got some structures around, but got to be careful not to lose all of those. And looks like, oh, soO actually fighting some of Patience's army here. Patience actually went for an attack. Pardon me, I was just expecting this to sort of keep on going. But no, these players are actually engaging each other. I mean, a lot of the Archons and Mutas have already traded out as this has gone on, but soO did lose a lot more Mutas there. That being said, though, it's 13 Stalkers to 15 Mutas. There's 5 sentries in there which can help out, but soO still has the mobility. Might be able to find some of these Immortals here. That would be a nice pickoff. Drones are running for now. soO, he's got a extractor here. He's actually got his main base lair that stayed alive, which is actually pretty nice for soO. But I mean, he can try and run around, play the game in which he can try and destroy all of Patience's building. He's going to catch himself another Immortal, which is nice. But the main concern right now is the Blink Stalkers that soO has to deal with. He's got drones running around, but he does need to get up another hatchery or another building somewhere. Drones are actually running into sentries. That's a big mistake there. soO needs every worker that he can keep alive if he's going to sort of play this game out. He's got his Mutas. Looks like he's probably just looking for one big fight here. Is Patience going to step up the ramp? soO looks like he's waiting, just going to try and make the hold, because it looks like, actually, are these all of soO's drones? How many drones is that? Yeah, that's 12, 11 drones. No, Patience takes it. Oh my god, I was trying to make sense of that base trade, guys, but in the end, Patience manages to keep enough of his main base alive there, and soO just out on the map with the Mutas, not having quite enough. What a crazy game. Those guys, neither, I mean, Patience had no workers left. I mean, he kept a Nexus, or 2 Nexus alive. His main base was pretty much destroyed, though, but soO, I guess he didn't feel comfortable playing that full-on cat and mouse. Port Alexander's not the biggest map, but I mean, he had like 600 minerals at a point, so there's a chance that he could have ran down here, tried to work away on some of the other buildings, and eventually force Patience into that "you're out of here" situation. But no, Patience just directly went for soO. A little bit of hesitation and whatnot on both sides, but in the end, Patience managed to win on out. And I do apologize, guys, for in this replay missing that fight at the end there, in which they're fighting right over here. Just let's see. I just want to go quickly have a look at this. We're fast forwarding. It's gonna lag a little bit, but there's a fight over down here at this Nexus that kind of caught me off guard, but kind of caught me off guard here. It was after this. Maybe it was before this. Hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is what confused me a little bit. It caught me a little bit off guard. I thought they were going full on into a base trade, but Patience actually recalled some of his units here, which is always dicey fighting with only a part of your army. So we see soO, he's just sort of working on everything. He's got his units all around, just picking off Patience's base. Patience has a couple of DTs, but those are getting worked on. And yeah, these, yeah, look at this, yeah. soO's trying to kill off the DTs. Patience sees that there's just a couple of Mutas here. The recall's going down. soO has to try and get on out of here, but Patience split up his army. I mean, he's got a lot of it across the map right now. That's what I was kind of looking at. But he actually just had 2 Archons and a couple of Stalkers here, so this is where these players fought, and this is what surprised me. I did not expect them to fight like this. soO does manage to take this fight from the scene of things as Patience comes back with everything else. soO picks off the Archons there, gets out with his Mutas, but does have to retreat. So that was an interesting part of this base trade, and that's where things really were just chaotic. Me trying to pay attention there, just always good to sort of look and clarify what players were doing in that game. But no, anyway, guys, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. You're here to the end. But if you also are new to the channel, I say this every video, if you're new to the channel, you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'm always making it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.